that you only know are things because you're an elementary music teacher. One of those is that April is Jazz Month. I had no idea that there was a jazz month until I became an elementary music teacher. Then people were like, April is Jazz Month. And I was like, heck yes, because your girl loves a good themed lesson. I see my students every day for a week. So if I can have like one theme that carries us through that whole week, it just makes my music teacher heart so happy. So today we're gonna be talking about 3 easy lessons for jazz for your elementary music students that they are going to love and that are also very easy to implement. And it's gonna be great. So before we pop in, I do want to let you know that this video is made in collaboration with my friend Jess from Music and Motivate. She has an awesome YouTube channel and Teachers Pay Teachers store and Instagram and all of that good stuff. And we're teaming up today to bring you lots of jazz ideas. So I'm going to have 3 in my video. She's also going to be posting a video same day with 3 other jazz lessons that you can use. So I will leave a link to her video down below. As soon as you're finished watching this one, go check out Jess's video and don't forget to subscribe to her. If you are coming to this video from Jess's channel, then hi, welcome. My name is Becca. So glad to have you here. I talk all about elementary music lessons that are simple, easy, practical, and fun, and you can usually implement them like tomorrow. So if you are new around here, definitely hit the subscribe button down below. And with that, let's get started. All right, so lesson number 1 might be my favorite, and that is Blue Skies by Ella Fitzgerald. We love. So Blue Skies is a song that I often use with my younger students, think like 1st and 2nd grade, maybe even kindergarten, but I've also, full disclosure, used it as a warm-up for my older students, so it works with everybody and everybody loves it. So if you don't know the song Blue Skies, it is super cute, and I love to use it to talk about melody with the younger students. So what we do is we take our finger and we trace the melody up and down. And to make it even more fun, I like to bring out a little friend. So this is Irving Berlin. Irving Berlin is the composer of this song, and so that's why my bluebird is named Irving Berlin, because the first time I pulled him out was for this song, and so that's what it stuck as. So we just call him usually just Berlin. And so Berlin helps us to trace the melody, and so the kids take their finger and we just trace the melody up and down as it goes, and I teach it to them as well. And so the chorus goes, blue skies smiling at me, nothing but blue skies do I see. Bluebird singing a song, nothing but bluebirds all day long. That's how we start, is we learn the chorus, we'll learn the words, and we trace it up and down, and then usually I tell them, all right, now follow Berlin. And so we'll just kind of like sway back and forth while we listen to it a little bit, and then we make it a little more complicated. So to really trace that melody, I love to pull out a scarf. And if you're like, Becca, did you grab a blue scarf because the song is called Blue Skies? The answer is yes, I did. So I love to use scarves to trace that melody again. And so we'll do that usually the 2nd time. The first time we just use our fingers so that we can kind of hear it better. And then we'll add in the scarves, and then we can, you know, move the scarves around to trace. Or another fun thing that is especially great right now during the like socially distanced music teaching is to grab some tissue paper. This is great for 2 reasons, because 1, you can still trace that melody with the blue sky smiling at me, but it also makes noise. So you can also use it to keep the backbeat to the song. So then after you've finished with the chorus, then the rest of the time you can go keep that backbeat, which is great again for those littles. So you can do it with that. I also like to use our mouths to do that like ch, 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 which is also super helpful just to kind of like get that in your brain. And if you want to take it one step further, you can also use the tambourines for that. So often we'll do kind of all the things. So we'll start with the puppet. We'll go to either the scarves or the tissue paper for the backbeat, and for the high and low for the melody, and then I'll give them the tambourines and they'll put them in front of them, and we'll use our finger to go ch, 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 ch. And then when we get to that chorus, then we'll trace the melody and then we'll go back to keeping the steady beat on the tambourine, because it's just kind of like the closest thing you can get to actually like using a drum set without actually using a drum set with the littles. So that's really fun. I also love that my tambourines are blue, because it just brings the whole thing for full circle. Along with that, other great things to do with the song Blue Skies is to then have the kids draw a picture of the melody. They can trace the melody up and down, or have the kids draw or write about things that make them happy, because this song is talking all about being happy, and the blue skies are smiling at me and the birds are singing, and so the kids can draw or write about things that make them happy, and maybe things that they would want to put in their song if they were going to write the equivalent of blue songs but for a first grader. So those are all really great things that you can do with Blue Skies. Also, I do want to throw in one more because I just have to share all the things. I found this really cute song. It's called Scat Like That on YouTube. I will leave a link to it below. And it talks all about scatting, and it has the kids like echo sing the scat, which is really, really fun. And so if you're listening to it and want to incorporate scatting in there, that's another great way to do that. Number 1 is Blue Skies in all the different forms. Number 2 is new this year, but that is the Jazz Artist March Madness bracket. So my school wanted to do this like big March Madness thing, and I had created this Instruments of the Orchestra March Madness bracket, and so my principal was like, oh, well, the kids should do that. And I was like, but we already did it in class. So in preparation of Jazz Month, I decided to switch it up and make a jazz version. So this is a freebie that you can grab. I will leave the link to it down below. Again, totally free, and when you get it, you get access to the whole library of free resources, which includes like all sorts of like sleigh ride lesson and quizzes and grizzly bear PowerPoints and just all the things. So click the link down below, but you will get access to this. And so basically it just has, I'll pop it up here so you're not just staring at my hands. It has 16 different artists who are like kind of staple jazz artists. I did make it like 8 women and 8 men, and you click on either the person or the name to go and listen to one of their songs. I would suggest not listening to the whole song because that would just take forever. Just listen to a clip of it and then listen to whoever's next to them, and then have the kids vote over who they liked better. I have done this on Zoom, so I had them use the chat to vote. I've done it in person where they just raise their hand to vote. I've also done it where I sent it to them and they did the whole thing themselves. So any of those options are totally fine. And so you just, whoever wins, you drag that name to the next bracket, to the semifinals, and then to the quarterfinals, and then to the championships. My 5th grade boys were explaining all the things for me as we were doing this. I was like, we're going to the semifinals, and I was like, okay, cool. Okay, cool. So they helped me get the terminology down, and you just keep going until it's all down. I like to do all the outsides first and then go to the semifinals and then the quarterfinals and then the championship, because I just think that's a better way to do it. But you can do it however you would like. And again, just use a little clip, but this is so perfect for either the beginning of your unit where you're like really like, hey, this is jazz, let's listen to some jazz, because it gets them to get involved. They're excited, they get to, you know, share their opinions, which is always fun, and then they can hear a whole bunch of different pieces. Or on the flip side, you can use it at the end, and it's a really good thing to kind of like wrap up and be like, here's all of these songs that we've been listening to, which one's the best? That's kind of how I would use it, either at the very beginning or the end. Either way, it's super fun. I've used it with 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, and they have all loved it. So highly, highly recommend. And again, it's free, so click the link down below and grab it. With that, I did want to give a little bit of a shout out to a couple of books that will also help you with your jazz artist learning. So I only have one here because I'm not at school, but 3 of my favorite books about jazz artists. Just a Lucky So-and-So is a really great book about Louis Armstrong. Talks about like his childhood and all of that kind of stuff and how he got into jazz, which is really cool. So highly recommend that one. Ella, Queen of Jazz is also really good for the younger students, and then for the older kids, I like Skit Skat Raggedy Cat, also about Ella Fitzgerald, but it's just at more of a higher level. It is a bit longer, so it might take you a couple of days to read if you want to read the whole thing, but it really gets deep into more of like Ella's life and who she was and all that kind of stuff. Ella, Queen of Jazz is a little more like, here it is in a nutshell, but it's still really good. And the last one I want to give a shout out to is how Jelly Roll Morton invented jazz. Jelly Roll Morton might have invented jazz. He was definitely one of the first jazz piano players, and he wrote a ton of staples in jazz repertoire. He really started, they claim like 1902 is when he started jazz, and he himself proclaimed that he started jazz. So that's why people are like, but did you really? I don't really know. But he was a ragtime piano player and definitely was there at the very beginning of jazz in New Orleans and was like fundamental in shaping what it is. So I just got this one in the mail. I'm super excited to use it. Also, fun fact, if you've ever been to Jelly Rolls in Disney World, that's where it comes from, because it's like dueling pianos and he's like a piano player. So fun little fact for you. I will leave links to all of those books down below if you're interested, and I have not tried that one, but the other ones I have found on YouTube as well. So if you don't have the books and the books are not in your library, then you can always do it that way as well. All right, and the last one is my friend Louis Armstrong with What a Wonderful World. There are so many things that you can do about What a Wonderful World. Actually, I have a blog post coming out soon that's literally like 6 different ways you can use What a Wonderful World. But What a Wonderful World is a great song to teach your kiddos. I like to really make sure that they are listening as we're doing this song. So my favorite thing to do is to play it and have the kids like arrange all the things that he says into the correct order. So like it says, you know, skies of blue, so you'd put like skies of blue and then trees of green and all of those different things. We did this digitally on Google Slides, and because we're online this year, and so the kids like dragged them into the correct order. I also love to use books with What a Wonderful World. So this is the book that I have. It just goes through all of the different words. There's also another one that I've seen a lot of music teachers have. It's really pretty and it's like smaller and blue. So I will leave links to this one and that one down below. And finally, with What a Wonderful World, one of my favorite things to do is to have the kids write or draw about what they think is wonderful about our world. Especially today, it's really easy to get caught up in all of the bad things about our world, because there's a lot of bad things about our world, but there's also a lot of beautiful things in our world. And that's one thing that I love about this song, is that it's not saying like everything's perfect, but it is saying like, look at all these beautiful things that happen in our world, and that is wonderful, even if not everything's wonderful. So I love to have the kids kind of like pick those things out and figure out what they think are wonderful things about our world, just all those little things that make you happy and just make it a lot nicer to be a part of this wonderful world. All right, friends, so I feel like that was a lot. Sorry, except I'm not really sorry, because I always want to provide as much value as possible. I will leave a link to everything I talked about today, and I will also leave a link to Jess's video down below all about more things you can do with jazz lessons. We did coordinate, so they're not going to be the same things, so definitely go and check that out. Make sure you subscribe to her, and don't forget to hit her up on Instagram too. Her handle is Music and Motivate. Mine's Becca's Music Room if you want to go check us both out over there, because we share even more stuff over there. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I would love to know your favorite jazz lessons, so leave them in the comments down below, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.